Hi there, Ronnie here, Amber's Night, coming at you with another first impressions video of a rule set that I bought post-Christmas, and the one I want to talk about today is this one, Sengoku, the revised edition. Look at the quality of that book, beautiful, completely bound, there's no loose pages, there's no writing in the margins, nothing. I got this for £1, second hand. Wonderful value. So what is Sengoku? As the name and hopefully that wonderful samurai figure on the front cover will sort of give you a clue, this is a game set in feudal Japan. It uses the fusion rules system, which is fairly simple. You roll 3d6, you add your skill and the appropriate attribute, and you're trying to equal or exceed a target number. It's a very simple system, keeps bookkeeping down to an absolute minimum, which works for me. Why did I want this? There's a few reasons. One, I wanted a game that was set in feudal Japan. I had thought about getting Bushido, and although Bushido does set itself in Japan, it's a slightly fictionalized one. They don't actually call it Japan. They call it Nippon, which, yes, it's Japan for all intents and purposes, but I wanted one that was set there. This book, and it's a thick old book, also has a wonderful, albeit slight in terms of absolute information, but has a wonderful depth of information about Japanese culture, language, history, and so on, that allows you to get fully immersed in the country and get into the mindset of the characters that you play. The other thing I really like about this system is that there are no set character classes. There are archetypes that can give you some idea of the kind of skills that you would want to have if you want to play that sort of a character. But there's no set character classes, and I like that. It gives an immense amount of freedom to create the kind of character that you want, rather than being pigeonholed. The other thing I do like about this game is that there is an immense amount of conversion notes. I'll just read out the ones that it says here. Contains a complete role-playing game, extensive historical source material, Chambara filmography, I'll get back to that in a minute, conversion notes for many popular game systems including Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, Bushido, Chivalry and Sorcery, well, Chivalry and Sorcery Light, GURPS, the Hero System, Legend of the Five Rings, Yosagi Yojimbo, Instant Fusion, and there's also the action system as well, which it also has. I'm very impressed with this book. The character generation is very, very involved. Set aside a day or two for this. Well, not a day or two, but an hour or two to get into character generation, because you're really going to have to do it that way. It's a point-buy system, and as I say, it's fairly involved. But the fact that it's so freeform allows you to really tailor your character to exactly the way you want, which I like. I also like the fact that there are 3 kinds of game that you can run. And that will dictate the amount of points that the character can have and the way you set up the world. You can do a game that is at the lowest level, that is purely historical. Then you have the next level up, the Chambara level, which is the samurai, pretty much as super soldiers. The sort of heroic samurai that you get in the films of Akira Kurosawa. And if you haven't seen any Akira Kurosawa, I would recommend well, Seven Samurai straight away, Hidden Fortress is worth a watch. Theatre of Blood is very good. Theatre of Blood, Throne of Blood. Ran and Kagemusha. And then you can go to the highest level. Now this isn't level, one is worse than the other. This is about levels of power in the game. And the highest level is to go completely over the top, where your characters really are Supermen, battling the sort of areas of the supernatural, and it has that whole flair of a lot of the anime. And it allows you to work through all of those different levels. There is a very nice bestiary of not only regular animals but also supernatural forms based on Japanese mythology. Obviously, if you're running a campaign at the first or second tier, then the supernatural elements don't come into it at all. They're only really there for the third tier. Overall, this is a wonderful, wonderful game. As I say, it's not a simple character sheet to build, but it is a very simple system to run, and I'm looking forward to using it. I've got players who really enjoy feudal Japan, so I really want to do that. But also, I own a game called Castle Falkenstein, and I want to take my players over to Japan in that sort of time period, so late 19th century. And the amount of detail and background of feudal Japan in here gives lots of flavour that I can pour over. So even as a reference guide, this is a great book. And for the measly price I paid for it, I'm not going to complain. So even if I never get to use it fully, I don't regret buying it because it's a great reference guide, and I hope to get to use it. But if you're really into feudal Japan and you're looking for a simple system with lots of detail, with lots of freedom in how you approach a character and create a character, then I would say get Sengoku. It is very much worth your time.